Okay, so once you get done cutting all of the pieces of the biscuit, you're going to take half a cup of sugar and a teaspoon of cinnamon, and you're going to dump it into a large gallon-sized baggie. Shake it up really, really good. Make sure everything is mixed perfectly. Once you do that, you're going to start dropping the pieces of biscuit into the cinnamon sugar mix. And you're not going to do too many at a time. You want to make sure that each piece gets coated. You're going to shake it all up, get it really good and coated. You know, first you shake it and then you bake it. So you're going to just keep shaking, and then once you're done, you're just going to drop them into the already greased pan. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's all going to fill up and mend together anyways, so just go ahead and drop them in there. And you just keep going. Okay, now that our pan is full, you're going to take 3/4 of a cup of butter. So that is a 1.5 sticks of butter, and you are going to put it into a measuring cup. Probably should have unwrapped this before videoing, but I didn't, so here we are. So you're going to get that into the measuring cup. This is the Country Crock plant-based butter. So go ahead and microwave it until it's melted. Now that it is melted, you are going to add 1 cup of very packed brown sugar. Make sure you pack it in there really good because you want a full cup of brown sugar. You're going to add that to the melted butter. And I just take my little whisk and I whisk it around until it is fully mixed. I did have to microwave it a little more just to get the brown sugar a little more melted. The plant-based butter does melt a little faster, so it wasn't as hot as I needed. So once you mix it, you are going to be dumping it over the biscuit dough. And you want it to be, it's not going to be like soupy, it's going to be on the thicker side. Like I said, I kind of had to melt it a little bit more, so I put it in the microwave just a little bit longer. I want to say I did it for like maybe 15 more seconds, just to get the brown sugar a little melted. So now you can see like the difference in the consistency. It's thicker at the bottom and a little bit soupier because it is plant-based butter, but it still, I mean, turns out exactly the same. So now you're going to dump it over your biscuit dough. And it doesn't really matter how even it is. You want it to be as even as possible, but it is going to actually run through while baking. So it does not have to be perfect. This is monkey bread. It's pull apart, ooey gooey deliciousness. So it does not have to be perfect while you're dumping it, because it'll eventually make its way through. Okay. So I did not get a chance to record putting it in the oven. I didn't even think about it, but this is the finished product. I believe I'm just checking it. It needs to be perfectly golden brown, and this looks perfect. Absolutely perfect. That's how it should look. So after you let it sit for 5 minutes, you want it to rest for 5 minutes and kind of just cool off in the pan. Now the pan is still going to be really, really hot, so you need to be careful when handling the pan. So you take a plate. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's skip in steps. Take a metal spatula and just kind of graze the edge all the way around to make sure everything is separate from the pan. So you go ahead and do that, and then you can see I have the plate right next to it for the next step. Okay, so now you take the plate, you put it on, and you're going to want to flip it pretty quickly and hang on tightly so that everything makes it. Now, if anything falls out or gets stuck to the pan, just take it out and add it back to it. It's not a big deal. As you can see, that did happen in this situation. It landed in the middle, but it was way too hot for me to grab. So I kind of just left it there, but that's how it's supposed to look. Ooey gooey and delicious. Well, guys, that is monkey bread. Thank you so much for watching.